Have you ever found yourself wondering if you've lost a little bit of your spark? Maybe it's a feeling you can't quite place, an odd sense that things aren't quite as easy as they used to be. Tasks that once felt effortless now take more time, more energy, or even seem impossible at times. I want you to know that you're not alone in feeling this way. As we get older, there's this subtle, almost sneaky shift that happens in our lives. It's not always big, dramatic changes, it's the little things that add up, day by day, until we start to notice that we're not quite as independent as we once were. And that can feel frustrating, even a little heartbreaking. Losing independence isn't something anyone prepares for, and yet, it's something that happens to all of us in one form or another. Maybe it's the realization that getting around is a little harder, or maybe it's the mounting pressure to ask for help more often than you'd like. Perhaps it's the physical challenges that seem to appear out of nowhere, or maybe it's the quiet, creeping feeling that others are starting to make more decisions for you than you're comfortable with. It can feel like you're slowly being nudged out of control, pushed into a world where you're no longer calling the shots. But what if I told you that losing your independence doesn't have to be inevitable? What if, instead, we could shift the narrative? What if we could take back some of that control, starting today? This video is all about giving you back that sense of power and confidence, helping you feel like you can still stand tall, live your life on your own terms, and stay in control of your own destiny. I want to explore the things that no one tells you about losing independence, and more importantly, I'm going to show you how to stop it. Let's dive in, starting with one of the first things I want you to understand. Losing your independence doesn't always happen in a sudden, obvious way. It's more of a gradual slide, something that sneaks up on you when you're not looking. But it's also something that can be slowed down, and even reversed, with the right habits. The first habit to embrace is one that's often overlooked, but it can make a huge difference, keeping your body moving. Now, I know that when you hear exercise, the first thought might be, I don't have the energy for that, or I'm too old to be running marathons. But when I say moving, I'm not talking about running, or lifting heavy weights, or trying to keep up with someone else. What I'm talking about is finding ways to keep your body active, in whatever way feels comfortable for you. Movement doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, simple stretches, walking around the house a little more, or even dancing to a favorite song in your living room can all help you maintain mobility. Why is this so important? Because when you stop moving, even just a little, your body starts to stiffen up. Your joints get less flexible, your muscles weaken, and before you know it, simple things like getting out of a chair or walking up a few steps become harder than they need to be. If you've ever noticed how much better you feel after a walk or even just some light stretching, then you've experienced the power of movement. Your body was made to move, and the more you do it, the longer you'll maintain that independence. And it doesn't matter how much or how little you do. Every step counts. Whether it's walking for 10 minutes a day or standing up and stretching every hour, it all adds up to keep your body in good working order. The second thing I want to talk about is something that often gets pushed aside as we get older, and that's your mindset. I know it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that age means slowing down, that things won't be as exciting or possible as they used to be. But your mind has so much power, and the way you think about aging plays a big role in how independent you feel. If you approach each day with a mindset that says, I'm too old for this, or it's just too late for me, then you're unknowingly limiting yourself. But what if you flipped the script? What if you adopted the mindset that says, I'm not too old for anything, or there's always room for growth and learning? Suddenly, a whole world of possibilities opens up. There are countless examples of people in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s who are doing incredible things, from learning new skills to traveling, to starting new businesses, to pushing the boundaries of what's possible. They're doing it because they refuse to let age define what they can or can't do. Your mindset is one of the most powerful tools you have when it comes to maintaining your independence. If you constantly tell yourself that you're losing it, that things are out of your control, then that becomes your reality. But if you choose to believe that you still have options, that you still have the ability to shape your life, then you're more likely to take the actions that keep you feeling empowered. And this leads me to a third point, staying connected to others. It's easy to isolate yourself as you get older. You might feel like you're in the way or that others have their own lives to live. But isolation can be one of the biggest threats to independence. Humans are social creatures by nature. We thrive on connection, on relationships that give us purpose and joy. When you stay connected to others, whether that's through family, friends, or even joining a new group or club, you're not only enhancing your social life, but you're also keeping your mind sharp and your emotions balanced. Having people around you who understand and support you is one of the best ways to keep your independence intact. Now, I know it might seem harder to make new connections as you get older, but it's absolutely possible. There are communities, classes, volunteer opportunities, and groups that are always looking for new members. Whether it's a book club, a gardening group, or a local fitness class, there are so many ways to get involved and stay engaged. And the more engaged you are, the more you'll feel that sense of independence. I know these first steps might sound simple, but trust me, they are powerful. By moving your body, shifting your mindset, and staying connected to the world around you, you are already starting to take control of your independence in ways that you might not have thought possible. These are the foundational habits that can make a huge difference in your life. Now that we've talked about the first few things you can do to keep your independence, let's look at the next crucial habit in the next part. You won't want to miss it. But for now, remember, every step you take to stay active, positive, and engaged is a step toward preserving your independence. Keep moving forward, and let's dive into the next part soon. As we continue, I want to dive deeper into the next steps you can take to protect and reclaim your independence. We've already covered some key elements: staying physically active, cultivating the right mindset, and maintaining social connections. These things lay a strong foundation for an independent life. But there are other habits and strategies that can have just as much of an impact, and today, I'm excited to explore those with you. Let's start with something that might feel uncomfortable to talk about, but it's critical to maintaining both your independence and your peace of mind: asking for help. It's something many of us struggle with as we age. We've spent our whole lives being the ones who offer help, and asking for it can sometimes feel like admitting weakness. But the truth is, seeking help when needed is not a loss of independence, it's a powerful way to maintain it. Think about it this way: independence isn't about doing everything yourself, it's about knowing when you need support and finding ways to get it without compromising your self-respect. There's no shame in asking for help with tasks that may be physically demanding or require more energy than you have. Whether it's letting someone carry a heavy bag for you, asking a neighbor for a ride, or hiring a professional to assist with some household chores, asking for help actually preserves your energy, allowing you to focus on the things that really matter to you. It's also important to recognize that help doesn't always have to come from family or close friends. There are so many resources available: home healthcare aides, community organizations, and even online services that provide assistance with everything from grocery shopping to managing medications. The key is not to let pride or fear hold you back from reaching out. You're not losing your independence by accepting help, you're making the smart choice to maintain it for as long as possible. Now, let's talk about self-care, because I truly believe it's one of the most essential ingredients for preserving your independence. Self-care often gets a bad rap, especially in a culture that tends to prioritize productivity and doing it all. But the truth is, if you don't take care of yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally, you won't be able to take care of anything or anyone else. Self-care doesn't have to mean long spa days or expensive treatments. It's more about doing the little things every day that nourish your body and mind. It's the act of making time for yourself, whether that's by meditating for 5 minutes, enjoying a warm bath, reading a book, or even just taking a short walk in nature. It could be as simple as getting enough sleep each night, hydrating properly, or eating nourishing foods that fuel your energy and well-being. Here's the thing about self-care: it's not selfish. In fact, it's the opposite. When you care for yourself, you're better equipped to be there for others, to enjoy life, and to continue living independently. It allows you to stay vibrant, energetic, and in control. The better you take care of yourself, the more independent you will feel, and the longer you'll be able to live life on your own terms. Next, we need to talk about one of the most underrated habits when it comes to independence: learning new things. It might sound a little odd, especially when the focus often seems to be on slowing down as we age. But the truth is, the more you challenge your brain and learn new skills, the more you strengthen your mental capacity and preserve your independence. You don't have to become an expert in anything new to make a difference. It could be something as simple as learning to use a new app on your phone, picking up a new hobby, or even taking an online class. The goal isn't necessarily to become the best at something, but to keep your brain engaged and stimulated. The more you engage in activities that require focus and problem solving, the sharper your mind will remain. And that, in turn, helps you stay independent by allowing you to manage your life and make decisions with confidence. And don't forget, learning doesn't have to be a solo activity. You can take a class with others, join a group, or even start a fun, new project with friends or family. These activities keep you socially engaged and mentally active, which is a winning combination for maintaining your independence. Another important piece of the puzzle is managing your finances. Financial independence is something that affects everyone, regardless of age, and it's crucial to ensure that you have control over your money as you get older. This doesn't mean you have to be a financial expert, but it does mean being informed and taking steps to protect your financial future. One thing many people don't talk about is how easily we can become complacent with our financial habits. Maybe you've relied on automatic bill pay for years, or perhaps someone else has managed your finances for you. But as you age, it's so important to stay involved with your money, understand where it's going, and make sure your savings are working for you. That might mean meeting with a financial advisor, reviewing your budget, or even learning about new investment options. It's also important to have a plan in place for things like healthcare costs and unexpected expenses. If you don't already have an emergency fund, now might be the perfect time to start one. Having a financial cushion gives you the freedom to make choices without constantly worrying about money, and that, my friend, is a key to maintaining your independence. When you take control of your finances, you're saying, "I'm in charge of my future." You're not waiting for someone else to make decisions for you. You're taking the reins and ensuring that you'll have the resources you need to live comfortably and independently. We've covered a lot of ground so far, and each of these steps, asking for help, embracing self-care, learning new things, and managing your finances, are all vital in ensuring that you stay independent for as long as possible. But there's still more to explore, and in the next part, we'll get into some of the final steps you can take to maintain your independence and live your life to the fullest. So, let's keep going, because your journey to staying independent doesn't stop here. You've already made great strides, and now we're going to build on that foundation. We've already covered a lot of important habits that can keep your independence intact, and I hope you're feeling inspired to take action. You've learned the value of staying physically active, cultivating the right mindset, asking for help when necessary, prioritizing self-care, and staying mentally engaged by learning new things and managing your finances. But there's still more to discuss, and in this final part, I want to focus on a few more powerful strategies to help you retain that sense of independence and continue to live life on your own terms. One key factor in maintaining independence is nurturing your resilience. Life is always going to throw challenges your way, whether it's physical health issues, unexpected setbacks, or even emotional difficulties. But the ability to bounce back from adversity, to find your strength during tough times, is what truly preserves your independence. Now, resilience doesn't mean you won't feel hurt, frustrated, or even scared at times. It's not about pretending everything is always fine. Rather, resilience is about recognizing that you have the inner strength to overcome difficulties, no matter how big or small. It's about being able to accept that life will have its ups and downs, but knowing that you can adapt, adjust, and move forward. Building resilience starts with your mindset. It's about embracing the idea that challenges are not permanent roadblocks, they're opportunities for growth. Even when things don't go according to plan, you have the ability to bounce back and try again. Maybe it means adjusting your daily routine to accommodate a new physical challenge, or perhaps it's about finding new ways to stay socially connected if you experience a change in your social circle. Whatever it is, resilience empowers you to stay in control and refuse to let any difficulty define you. Another important factor is technology. I know this might sound intimidating for some, but trust me, staying connected with the world around you and embracing some basic technological tools can dramatically increase your sense of independence. Technology doesn't have to be complicated, and it doesn't mean you have to become a tech expert. But it can certainly make life easier and help you stay in charge of your own destiny. For example, there are so many simple devices that can improve your quality of life, like a smart speaker that can set reminders for you, or even an easy-to-use tablet for video chatting with family and friends. Smart home systems can help with things like controlling the temperature, locking doors, or even keeping track of medication. These tools are designed to make life simpler and give you more control over your environment. And it's not just about convenience. Embracing technology can give you peace of mind and reduce the need for constant outside assistance. And let's not forget about the countless online resources for learning, entertainment, and connection. Whether it's taking an online class, watching a cooking tutorial, or participating in virtual fitness classes, the internet can keep you connected to the world in a way that enhances your life and your independence. You don't need to become a tech guru, but I encourage you to embrace the tools that can empower you to maintain your independence. Remember, it's not about mastering every new gadget or app, it's about using what's available to help you live the life you want to live. Next, I want to talk about creating a positive, supportive environment. Your surroundings have a huge impact on how independent you feel. If you're constantly surrounded by clutter, disorganization, or a space that doesn't support your needs, it can make everything feel more challenging. But by creating a home environment that works for you, you can make daily tasks easier and more enjoyable, which in turn helps you maintain your independence. Take some time to look at your living space and think about how you can make it more comfortable and accessible. This doesn't have to be a huge overhaul. Sometimes small changes, like rearranging furniture for easier movement or adding more lighting, can make a world of difference. You can also consider modifying certain areas to make them safer and more practical, such as installing grab bars in the bathroom or using non-slip rugs to prevent falls. A positive environment isn't just about physical space, it's also about creating a mental and emotional space that fosters independence. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who encourage your growth, and who respect your autonomy. Having a support system that values your independence and allows you to be yourself can make all the difference in maintaining that sense of freedom. Finally, I want to end with something that often gets overlooked but is so important: purpose. Having a sense of purpose, a reason to get up in the morning, is one of the most powerful ways to preserve your independence. Whether it's through hobbies, volunteer work, learning something new, or spending time with loved ones, having something that brings you joy and fulfillment is crucial to staying independent. When you have a purpose, you feel like your life still matters. It gives you motivation to take care of yourself, to stay active, and to keep doing the things that make you feel alive. This sense of purpose doesn't have to be grand. It can be something as simple as caring for a pet, being involved in your community, or pursuing a lifelong passion. What matters is that you feel connected to something bigger than yourself, something that keeps you moving forward with a sense of direction and joy. I want to leave you with one final thought: independence doesn't have to be a distant memory or something you only have in the past. It's something that can be nurtured, protected, and even reclaimed, no matter your age or stage in life. Every step you take to prioritize your health, your mindset, your connections, and your growth is a step toward maintaining that beautiful sense of freedom. Remember, you have the power to shape your future. Your independence is yours to protect, and you don't have to lose it to age, health, or circumstances. Every day is an opportunity to take small actions that will help you maintain control over your life, and with each choice you make, you're ensuring that you can continue living life on your terms. Thank you for joining me today. I hope these insights have inspired you to embrace your independence and live your best life. If you found this video helpful, I'd love for you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos that help you live your life to the fullest. Here's to living your best life at any age, because your independence is worth fighting for.